Hey brothers, this is Joshua with Masonic Improvement. I hope everybody's doing well. I know it's been a few weeks since I've been able to come out with a video. Hopefully I'll get to a point here pretty soon where I can start posting on a regular basis once again. This video I want to talk about what I believe is the single most important thing you can do to improve your lodge. Before I get started though, I'd like to humbly ask, if you have not subscribed to this channel before, please go ahead and do so. In my last video, I mentioned that I'm setting a goal for 5,000 by, I think I said July. And already I have gained about 500 new subscribers just since my last video. So let's keep those numbers rolling in. I really appreciate everybody's support. We are so close. I think we're about 4,200 subscribers now. So we only have about 800 to go. So please like and subscribe and share. I would really appreciate that. Also, if you find any value in this video that I share, or any of the videos that I've shared, or any of the blogs that I've posted, please support this movement, this Masonic Improvement movement, by visiting my Patreon and considering just making a small donation. All donations will be reinvested back into this project to improve the quality of the material that I am creating. So I appreciate any support that you could offer in that way. Finally, before I get started, and this is a little bit unusual, I would like to go ahead and just plug a new YouTube channel. This is not my channel. This is actually my father's YouTube channel, and it has nothing to do with Freemasonry, as you can tell by looking at the images on the screen. This is more about campfire stories and cryptozoology and things like that. I know it has nothing to do with anything that I talk about in this video, but I figure when a man raises you for 18 years and continues to be your mentor long afterwards, when you have a great father like this, the least I can do is plug a YouTube video on my channel. So if you're into any of those kind of things, or you're just kind of curious about it, please go ahead and check out his channel. Go ahead and look at his first video. It's I will say, you know, as someone who's been doing YouTube videos for a little over a year now and has watched many YouTube videos, the quality of his first video is actually really good. So I look forward to further content from him, and I hope that you'll give him a chance. So what is the most important thing that I feel that a Mason can do to improve his lodge? Not necessarily the first thing he has to do or anything like that. It's just what I believe is the most important. And that is setting down and creating a set of rules and regulations for the lodge. Now, this is something that the lodge has to decide on, you know, together, but it is so important. And I know a lot of brothers will say, well, I feel the dues are most important, or I feel the dress code is most important. And these are all really important things. But if you don't have a set of rules and regulations, if you don't set it down on paper, the decisions you make, then you're not setting down changes that are really going to be set in stone for very long. So let's say, for example, we have a handful of well-meaning brothers, and they feel like they need to have a dress code for the lodge. So they all get together and they say, you know, this is going to be our dress code. This is what we're going to wear. And it starts off really well, but you have one or two brothers that move off. One brother demits. Maybe one brother passes away. And basically what you have over time is you're going to see these changes go away. So what you need is a set of rules and regulations where you can actually say, you know, the lodge sat down and we voted that this is the kind of lodge we want to be. So we're going to have this dress code. And by setting it down on paper, what you're creating is a change that is more long lasting than just a decision that is made offhand. Because sure, you can say we voted on it, but when did you vote on it? Where are the minutes? You know, someone might not remember that. That may not be easy to pull up. But if you have a set of rules and regulations that are readily available, you can say, here's what we stand for. And so if you have brothers that are coming in over time that have kind of dropped that standard, you can say, look, this is what we all voted on. These are our rules and regulations. This is what we need to abide by. If you don't like it, then we need to sit down and vote to change it. Now, some people will say, well, we already have bylaws. Why do we need rules and regulations? The thing about bylaws is they're required by Grand Lodge. At least here in Texas, they're required by, you know, Grand Lodge. So these things cover stuff like dues and things like that. But anytime you want to make a change to the bylaws, you have to, you know, propose it 1 month, vote on it the next month, submit it to Grand Lodge, and it's a very time-consuming process. And there are some things that you probably want to have like a rule for your lodge, but don't necessarily need to be in bylaws. The thing about having rules and regulations is they don't have to be passed through Grand Lodge anytime you want to make a change to it. It's just local decisions about the lodge operation that you can vote to change at any time. So, the dress code, like I mentioned, that can go in the rules and regulations. The dues and your endowments. Now, the dues and endowments are set by your bylaws, but if you want to say we need to raise dues X amount every so many years, you can put that in your rules and regulations. Or if you want to say the endowments always need to be 20 times your dues, then you can put that in your regulations, your rules and regulations also. Whenever the time comes that you need to change your dues, the old rules and regulations say we need to change your dues, so then you do the bylaw thing. And then you say, while we're at it, the rules and regulations also say the endowment needs to be a certain percentage of, or a certain multiplier of the dues. Therefore, you need to make that change also. And there's all kinds of things like that you can include in your rules and regulations. Basically, anything that you want to become common practice in your lodge, then those are things that the lodge can get together and they can vote. They can put that in the rules and regulations. Now, the reason I feel that this is the most important thing is because what I stated earlier. If you have any changes that you want to be long lasting, then they need to be wrote down somewhere. They need to be, posted on the walls. They need to be visible for everybody to see. And that is what the rules and regulations are for. Otherwise, if you create any changes, any of the things I wrote about, any of the other videos I've talked about, if you want to make the progressive law more rigorous, if you want people to learn more work, dues, dinner, anything like that, if you don't have it committed somewhere in ink, then it's prone to just disappear over time. And it could happen either way, but at least when you're committing it to paper, it's more likely to stick around longer. So that's all I have for this video. I want to thank everybody for sticking through the whole thing. I know there was some criticism about my last video, so I did away with the music. I also don't have any scripts or anything, so this is more just me talking. Heavily edited, but me talking. So I hope you enjoy this better. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again, as always, for watching. Take care, brothers.